Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining me. This is your host, ID Jester. Welcome to Advanced Tobruk System Quick Overview. This is not going to be a in-depth tutorial or anything like that. This is just going to be a quick overview that kind of gives you the basic information about Advanced Tobruk System, or ATS. So last year, Tony from Tony's Board Life and Wardrobe sent me some ATS stuff, knowing that I would be interested in playing it and getting it out and, playing through some of the scenarios and getting back into ATS, but I didn't do anything with it yet until 2022. So now we're going to be putting some ATS stuff here on the channel. So big shout out to these guys for sending me that stuff. I do appreciate it. And, I was really interested and about ATS. I've always been interested in it. I had probably 20 different games at one point with the ATS system and always enjoyed it. And it's been a long time. So I thought, wow, now would be a great time to get back into it because actually Tony and Mitch Land and a bunch of guys got together and created a super cool, well, they're just started getting together, and they're all about the ATS system. And you can subscribe to their channel, ATS Fully Engaged, here on YouTube. And you can see they go, they have a lot of videos going over information. They have playthroughs that they've done on their channel. So go subscribe, ATS Fully Engaged, if you're into the ATS system or want to find out more about it, or watch some people or ask some questions or whatever. That would be the place to do it. Basically, this video is only going to be for me to kind of, as I play the game and I'm doing things with the counters, a lot of people a lot of times don't know about the game and they'll ask questions. Oh, what does that counter do? What is the first number? What's the second number? Why are you doing this? Blah, blah, blah. So this video is just going to be a quick overview, so I can say to these people, oh, I'm not going to go through that right now. Go check out my quick overview of ATS. So that's kind of what this video is for, is to direct people and say, hey, if you want to find out more, go check out my video. So ATS, a lot of people think it's very similar to ASL, and I'm not going to get into the whole, this is not a video about which is better or whatever. This is just a video saying, yes, they are both World War II tactical combat systems, but they are very different in the way that they do things, and they are different in how they play. A couple of the main differences, real quickly, is ATS uses 10-sided dice, as you can see here, up at the top, as opposed to ASL, who uses obviously 6-sided dice. The other kind of main difference between them is that ASL is one player is taking his offensive turn while the other player is playing his defensive turn, and then they switch sides. And then one player is the player that was a defensive person is then on offense, and the person that was on offense switches over to defense, and you go through their phases, and then that is one complete round. ATS is completely different in that, and that is a impulse-driven system where each player has an impulse to activate units to move and or fire, and then it goes to the other player, and it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until the end of the turn, where both players decide they don't want to move or fire any more of their units. So it's a very interactive, quick game like that, where you're going to be activating things, your opponent's going to do the same, and you're going to go back and forth really quickly like that. And you're not waiting for your opponent to go through all his phases while you're just the defensive player. So that's the difference. Again, this is not a comparison video. This is not a which is better video or anything like that. That's just a kind of broad overview for those of you that aren't familiar with ATS and what makes it different. There are a lot of similarities as well. As you can see here, it is squad based. You can see that Each of the squad counters has 3 little guys on it, very similar to, say, ASL. The leaders have got a single silhouette on it. But I will say that kind of another main difference is that ASL is a lot more bloody and casualty driven as opposed to ASL, which is more breaking units and then hoping to rout or cause issues with the opponent's counters that have to, rout away or failure to rout or anything like that. This is more of a shoot guys in the face and watch guys die kind of system. Of course, ATS does have morale and all that, but seems to be a lot more bloodier as opposed to ASL, who has a full strength squad and a half strength squad. ATS actually has 4 steps of units. So you can see here if we were to, can we flip this guy over? I'm not sure. Why can't I flip that guy over? I don't know. I'm not sure. Why can't I flip it over? That's interesting. Visibility, movement, combat. Oh, here we go. Casualties. So you can see this unit now has a casualty marker on it. When it takes a second casualty marker, it'll actually flip over. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Flip. So this unit is actually going to go from, let's flip it back. It's going to go from a fire. Well, let's talk about the numbers first. So you're going to have a 6, which is going to be their gunfire factors, basically their attack strength. Then you're going to have their range, obviously in hexes. And then you're going to have their morale level. And so this unit can shoot 6 firepower up to a range of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see. Let's get this guy over here. 1, 2, 3. So this guy we could actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. So this guy could obviously shoot this guy. Germans can activate this guy for an impulse and fire. Boom! Shoots. 6 firepower, range of 5. All right. But this unit here actually, if it takes a casualty from the, let's say the American shoots at it, and it takes a casualty, what's going to happen is it's going to get a casualty marker on it, and its firepower is actually going to go down to 5 because it's got a casualty marker on it. The next time it takes a casualty, it's actually going to flip over, bloop, and it's going to go down to a strength of 4, and the casualty marker actually comes off. So it's going to have a strength of 6, then a casualty marker, which gives it a strength of 5. Then it's going to have a strength of 4, and then once again, when it takes a casualty marker, bloop, it'll actually go down to a strength of 3 before it's then eliminated when it takes another casualty. So each unit kind of has 4 steps, if that makes sense to you guys out there. So you'll see when you're playing with a ATS, so units with casualty markers, and it's not an automatic flip them over to their backside. There is obviously just kind of very similar to ASL. They have light machine guns, they have medium machine guns, and they have heavy machine guns. And one of the differences, if I can find what I'm looking for. Support weapon, that's what I'm looking for. So here's a medium machine gun. And let's see. See if I can find it. Obviously, you have mortars as well, light mortars, medium mortars. But the one thing I going to show you guys is basically there's light, medium, and heavy. Light machine guns can be carried by squads, just like normal. The medium, any like the mediums, they automatically come with their own crew that crews the weapon. So you can grab a crew, and any medium or heavy weapon that is listed in your scenario automatically just comes with its own crew, so you don't have to kind of micromanage it and assign it to different squads and stuff. It just all the medium and heavy weapons come with their own guys to operate them. Same thing with the obviously with the heavy weapons come with their own crew as well. So firepower again is going to be the first number gunfire factors, I guess is what they call it. Then the range, and then the morale. Any of your weapons are going to have obviously just gunfire factors, and then range. So it's medium machine gun, 8 firepower out to a range of 14 hexes. Obviously, it doesn't need a morale. That's going to be based upon the crew, who has a morale of 8 in this case. Leaders have very similar gunfire factors, range, and then morale. Unlike ASL, who has a two number system, where they go, with -1, -2, +1, -1s. System is the leaders are very similar in gunfire factors, then their range, and then their morale. Obviously, unless you're adjacent enemies, they're not going to do much there, but obviously, just like in ASL, your leaders are going to be one of your most important units, because they're going to be able to activate multiple different units to move and or fire. And like I said, this is just going to be a quick overview. I'm not going to get into detailed information about how everything operates. Just a general broad overview of everything so people can understand. So if it's the German player turn, the German player can say, okay, I'm going to shoot my MG34. I'm going to activate the crew, and we're going to shoot. So we can mark them as fired. You will notice there on the medium machine gun, it actually has a 2 in the square. That is their rate of fire. They do things a little bit differently if you're coming from ASL with rate of fire. That's basically going to tell you how many times they can shoot during your round. Let's see, what else do we need to cover? Obviously, just like every other tactical World War II system out there, you're going to have your half tracks, you're going to have your different armored cars, you're going to have your AFVs, you're going to have your tanks, you're going to have all kinds of everything. And those counters actually are going to have a lot of information on them. The important thing to note is some of the coloring. So this yellow color is different than the gray color that's behind this one, and that represents different things. Again, I'm not going to get into too much detail on this. And then it tells you the class of the weapon, the firing ordnance, whether it has any rate of fire. Down in the bottom right-hand corner would be their machine gun fire factors based upon if they have a turreted machine gun and or a bow machine gun would be listed in there. Sometimes they'll have listed on the counter some special ammunition the vehicle may or may not be able to use. And of course, in ATS, each of your different weapons comes with their own special weapon card that gives you all kinds of detailed information about the counter and what the counter represents and what it can do and what it can't do. So those little cards are super valuable to help players to have those cards out while they're playing with their different units that are on the map. to keep track of what they can and can't do. So I'm not gonna, like I said, I can't show you the cards. Maybe once we go live with a face-to-face card and dice game, maybe I can show you what the cards do and how they help you. But that's just kind of a general overview for you guys out there that are unfamiliar with ATS, and what it can do, what the little numbers represent and stuff. And hopefully we'll get a chance to show you guys some gameplay. I'm not going to do an in-depth tutorial series like I did for ASL. I think the guys over at ATS Fully Engaged are going to be doing that. So I don't want to interfere with what their plans are or anything. I just wanted to get a video out to kind of go over things with people that aren't familiar with it. And hopefully, we'll get to show you kind of a short, small scenario so you can see some gameplay for that. But go to subscribe to the ATS Fully Engaged people over there. Ask questions, get involved. They're always looking for people to help out. If you are an ATS fan or you have some ATS knowledge, you want to get involved with the group, I would highly recommend you go check it out. They're a lot of fun. And, now is a great time to get reinvested into ATS. Now's a great time to sit back and get your ATS stuff out that you might not have used for a while, or maybe it's a great time for you to pick that ATS game back up, or order a new game for you to get some new inspiration to get it on the table. Because, there wasn't a lot on ATS on the internet. Not too much in the whole world about ATS. And that's a darn shame. And these guys took it upon themselves to say, all right, well, since there ain't much out there, let's see what we can do to help out. So, kudos to those guys for doing that and bringing it hopefully out more to the masses so people can see it and get involved in it. And like I said, I used to own a ton of ATS stuff. I lost it all when we moved down here to Florida. But thanks to Tony and Wardrobe, they sent me some stuff. So I've got some new interest getting going for the ATS stuff. And really looking forward to sharing with you guys some ATS this year. And I wanted to just give you a short kind of overview, not a detailed example or anything like that, but hopefully, maybe we can get some examples of play out to you guys shortly. So if you have any thoughts, questions, suggestions, let me know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy this video, well, I was sorry. Let me know what we can do to make it happy for you. And tell me what we need to do to make it something you would be happy with. And other than that, I guess everyone enjoy the ATS stuff. It's coming in 2022 here on my channel. Be sure to check out Tony's Board Life, Wardrobe, and the ATS Fully Engaged. So shout out to these guys for getting me back involved and getting me interested in getting on the board, the ATS train, because I think this is going to be a really good year to get back swinging with ATS. So hopefully you'll climb aboard the train as well, and we'll have a great year doing it. All right, guys, we'll talk to everyone soon. Until then, take care.